Welcome to episode 5 of T-Shirt Chronicles with special guest Ken from Life in the Feds.
Ken, what's been good, my brother?
Yeah, man, I've been busy, man. Just working, advocating, promoting, marketing. Trying to get the clothing stuff going. Just different things like that, man. So just staying busy.
Man, I can dig that for the YouTube and for the video purposes. Go ahead, introduce yourself, and just a little quick.
Give me a quick background, man. My name is Kendrick Fulton. I'm from Houston, Texas. As you can see, I'm rocking Life in the Feds. I'm also rocking Trial University. The concept behind that is in 2003, I was sentenced to 400 months in federal prison. So technically, you're not even supposed to be seeing me. I'm not even supposed to be on here. But by the grace of God, after 17 years, in September of 2020, I was able to walk out of federal prison on home confinement where I'm at. So that's why I came up with the concept Life in the Feds. If you're in the federal system, been to the federal system, got somebody in the federal system, you living life in the feds. I was faced until a couple of days ago. We'll get into that later. Until a couple of days ago, I was faced with the prospect of being sent back to prison because my sentence don't end till 2032. But we got news that changed. We're not gonna go back as long as we keep doing the right thing. So that's just a little bit about my story. That's why all the Life in the Fed, the trial university, because it's a test. It was definitely a trial, of being sent back. It was a test of faith, whether I was gonna believe God or not, whether I was gonna panic or not. So, I can't say it was easy, but thank God it worked out for my good and the good of 4,000 other people who are also on home confinement. Yeah, just getting home, trying to prove everybody wrong. They say that 66%, which is roughly 7 out of 10 people that come home from prison, return to prison. So I'm just trying to just prove people wrong.
I seen how fast from the outside looking in, it seemed like things was moving kind of fast. Soon as I had got introduced to you, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
came across you and we linked up and stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
Like it looked like you was doing the T-shirts and stuff, doing real heavy, man. And you had just got out, and man, the job had came so fast and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you even have a plan, or did you just get out running on the good foot? And God
Man,
bless.
one thing about, man, people come from prison. If you got a loved one in prison, you got a family member in prison. If you got anyone that's coming out, man, the most important thing to have is a support system. If you could come out and just be able to take it slow. Stuff happened for me fast because, everybody's different. Some people, I just got to drive. My mind is that's just one of the things that led me in prison. You know what I mean? The way I work, I'm just so, I'm a go-getter. It just so happened I was going to get the stuff I was getting it the wrong way. You know what I mean? So now
Hey,
I'm trying to go about and get it the right way. So I was blessed, man, with a family support system, man, just to get out. My kids picked me up, man. My youngest daughter was like 18 months when I left. She was 19 when she picked me up. She driving. My son was 3. He 21 picking me up. You know what I mean? So I was able to get out. They handed me an iPhone 11. I'm looking at the phone. I'm messing with the phone. I've seen on TV. I didn't have a smartphone. I had the Nextel chirp when I left.
yeah.
So they give me the iPhone 11. I'm messing with it. So they get tired of me calling, hey, how this work. So YouTube became my best friend. And one of the things I used to do, I hadn't seen people. I've been gone 17 years. So I like to FaceTime when I call. They say, Daddy, you cannot FaceTime every time you call. People don't want to FaceTime. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, Daddy, people don't FaceTime. I said, okay, because I guess people don't be
Man,
looking at
you
that.
hit me. You hit me with the FaceTime. The first time you hit me with the
Yeah,
FaceTime. I ain't even
yeah,
gonna lie, it had threw me off. I was like,
yeah, yeah,
but at the same time, shit, it made me feel comfortable.
yeah,
I was like, you know
yeah,
what? I
yeah.
respect that.
Yeah, that was people, so I'm just trying to just end that stigma, that, people that come home, we always get in trouble. A lot do, but some don't. And I'm also trying to show other people, man, because in the federal system, and I was just so blessed, Los, man, uh, I'm a first time offender. They gave me 400 months. That's 33 years and 4 months. And to the average person in their mind, they like, damn, that's a long time. And I had to do 29 years before I got home. I was just able to come home in 17, which is still a long time.
You had
But
to, you had to fight. You had to fight to get that time.
oh no, I ain't man. Listen, I didn't
Or
get nothing.
they gave you that.
No,
Or
I didn't listen.
did you have to fight to get that?
Listen, man, I've been fighting since '03, since I first entered the system. I never got no relief. I was just telling somebody that the other day. I never got nothing. The only thing I got was 7 days. When President Trump came in, they was messing over us about our good time. You know, Obama could have fixed it in 2010. He didn't fix it. Trump came in. The way they were calculating our days, they was shortening us 7 days a year. So, and we fought it. We lost in the Supreme Court in 2010. Trump comes in. Trump fixes it, and he makes it retroactive. So basically, if you had a 10-year sentence, they owed you 70 days. And so you look up the next day, you going home 2 months earlier. So that was a blessing for people at the end of their sentence. Now, instead of getting out in December, you getting out in October. So, you know, you in your last year, you know, you happy. So that's the only relief I got. I never got no other relief. I'm under what's called 100-to-1 crack powder disparity. That's what they used to treat crack 100 times worse than powder. Well, in 2010, President Obama changed that. He changed that to 18-to-1. But the problem was he didn't make it retroactive. Trump came in, made it retroactive, but they left it up to your judge. I went to trial. I wouldn't tell on nobody. So they kind of rubbed the judge the wrong way. So I've never gotten any relief. So just by the grace of God, God had another way for me to get out. You know, if it wasn't for this COVID, this pandemic, you wouldn't be seeing me. So the pandemic was bad on so many levels, but it was good on some levels too, because people got home to get home to their family.
Is there an appeal system in the feds?
Oh yeah, you definitely. I
You can
lost all
appeal.
my.
Can you appeal your time? You can appeal your time in the feds too.
See, one thing about the federal system is everything is time limits. You know, I went to trial. So once I went to trial, I had a year to once my sentence became final. That means once I lost my direct appeal from trial, I got a year to do what's called my habeas corpus. Well, I did my habeas corpus. That took about 3-4 years. They shot me down. New laws came out. I applied for it. They shot me down. So basically, one thing about the federal system, once it's over, it's over. Like the state, guys in the state can use up the state remedies.
Yeah.
And then they can go in the federal court after that. They got 2 bites at the apple, and the feds only got 1 bite. So, man, God just had another paying loss, you know. I thought I was going to get out through the courts. I thought I was going to get out through some laws. But God just showed me, look, man, trust me, you know. Me personally, I tell people all the time, I deserve to go to prison. I ain't just saying I'm innocent. You know, I figured after about 10 years, Los, you know, after about a decade, I'm like, hey, Lord, you know, I understand. I understand the error of my ways, Lord. You know, all right, it's enough.
Well, you had about 10 good solid years in the game.
Oh, in the game?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying in prison.
Before.
I'm saying after 10 years in prison, you know, I was like, it's time to go. You know what I mean? As far as the street go, we'll get in that later. But I had like 10 years in. I was like, okay, I understand. I get the lesson. I understand what you're teaching me. And he was like, nah, not that time. So it was in 2020. That's when my time came.
So like for your first 10 years, well, you thought you was done. You thought did you not have you didn't have the hope?
Well, it took me 10 years. Basically, it took me 10 years to change my mindset. You know, I went in prison upset, mad because people told on me, mad because people testified against me, mad at, okay, the law says this. The law says if a witness says something against you, that witness has to come to court. Well, they violated their own law by not, you just find all kind of ways to rationalize your mistakes. And then you just sit down and you realize, you know what? People that's going to work every day, they're not tapping their phone. They're not doing air surveillance on people that's going to work every day. They're not following people that's going to work everywhere, right? You know, if you're going to work every day, you ain't got to worry about this. So you got something to do with the situation you're in. The people that told on you, you let them in your life. You associated with them. So I started like, you know, at first being mad at the system, mad at, wait a minute, what's my responsibility? What did I have? How did I contribute to my current circumstance? So that's where it took me like a decade. You know, it took me. Let me tell you, because you know, why I'm, you know, I ain't liking rats.
Ooh.
I ain't like.
Well, you hard headed.
Yeah, it just, you know, because you're young. You know what I mean? You're young. I went in at 29. You know what I mean? So, and it just took me, you know, it's just a growth. It's just a maturation process. When you start maturing, when you start accepting responsibility, when you start to man up, like, you know what?
It's a
I
journey.
did. Yeah, I did this. This is where I'm at. And this is my journey. You know, one thing about it, when you was living the life, you wasn't complaining. When you going to the Super Bowl, when you going to the All-Star game, when you hanging out with Lil J from Rap A Lot, Floyd Mayweather and them in Atlanta, when you kicking it at the Freaknik and you in Oakland with Nate Dogg and all these dudes. So
It
no,
was all good.
don't get behind this fence and now woe is me. No, so I had to, pull, pull up my bootstrap, suck it up, take it on the chin. And I'm better for it though. I'm better for it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm better
Did
for it.
you was you fighting? You was fighting your whole 10, like the whole
Oh
time.
yeah.
The whole time you was in, you was still
Oh yeah.
fighting.
Yeah.
Like you ain't never give up the fight to get out though, huh?
And that's another thing. That's another thing that one of the lawyers was talking to me about. Because my last motion, when Trump made the crack powder disparity retroactive, when I filed my motion, the government, which is the prosecutor, they didn't object it. They didn't oppose it. They say, yeah, Mr. Fulton is eligible. We should, he's eligible for relief. It's up to your discretion. Just know he had a large drug conspiracy. Just know a lot of drugs involved, this, that, and the third. But basically they wasn't against me.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the public defender was like, okay. And it didn't take them like 5-6 years off my case. I still would have had like 5 years left. Anyway, she was like, man, I guess he's just mad because you've been fighting your whole time for freedom. You've been litigating. Every time something come out, I'm going in. I'm going in. So, and they don't like that, And it's a lot of stuff with these judges. A lot of people don't know about the criminal justice system that I had to learn. I didn't know judges made $160,000 a year. So if you a young black man and they catch you with $200,000 or $300,000 cash, or if you got a Rolex that costs $70,000, $80,000, or if you driving $100,000 vehicle, they look at that like,
it
dang,
easily.
they looking at like, man, this young dude got this. I only make 160. He got 200 in the garage. He got 200 in a shoebox. They caught him with 200 in a duffel bag. You know what I mean? They're like, he got this kind of money just laying around. I got to work a year to get. So I started. That's about the maturing process that I learned that, dang, I just put my, because they human.
The law works in their favor for them to use their own feelings to punish.
You know what they call it? They call it discretion. It's their discretion. So that's why the judge has been denying me so many years in his discretion. He's saying that I'm a danger to the community. And I'm like, oh, I'm in the community.
Same judge?
Same judge. I'm in the community right now. I get up, I go to Walmart. I deliver to H-E-B, Walmart, Costco, So I couldn't understand why he's saying I'm a danger to the community. And I'm in the community. And what's crazy is he knew me in 2003. He know my arrest records. He know the DEA investigation of me. But he don't know me. He know me from 29 before. He don't know me from 29 to 48. So the BOP, which is the Federal Bureau of Prisons, has been housing me. They monitor my phone calls. They know what kind of music I buy on the MP3 player. They know what kind of letters I write. They know more about me than you, and they're putting me in the community. They're putting me on home confinement. So the fact that my custodian put me on home confinement should say something, but he ain't trying to hear.
Man.
But Los, on the flip side, all this is working for my favor. Like the Bible say, all things work together for your good. So that's all part of my story. They got me the face of the Keep Them Home campaign because, I got 17. I did 17 with 10 left, but I'm working. I got benefits. I'm the poster of what reform is. How you come out, you give people a second chance, and people work and get better. So it's like, this is what you want.
With doing all the working and the progress that you're making and stuff. Are you gonna be able to probably get off early? Do they do things like that?
Man, the federal system, listen, man, my date, if you go to BOP.gov, you put my name in, my sentence ends January 27th, 2032. That's when my sentence ends. That's when, then, one thing about the federal system, once your prison sentence ends, then you do what's called supervised release. You do another 5 years probation. So technically, I got like another 15 years dealing with these people. So that's why I tell the young people, man, listen, man, it ain't worth it. All that you think in the streets is this, them rappers is faking. Them boys is rapping. If they were doing that stuff for real, they'd be behind that fence. Because somebody gonna tell on them. They're behind that wall. And
you can't do both.
No, you can't do both.
You can't do both.
Those dudes are good. They entertainers. You know, I don't knock them. You know, some of my homeboys are rappers. A lot of dudes I know, I grew up with. I went to Missouri City Junior High with Scarface, Brad Jordan. So dudes, you know, they rap. You know, you're just a good entertainer. Don't get it twisted. But don't have these people thinking that you really living that life when you're not, because you're gonna get a lot of people caught up into something. And it took me to get to federal prison to realize, man, when I got to federal prison, Los, I'm looking around. I'm like, man, most of these dudes are told on people. I'm like, man, I've been lied to. I'm around these dudes, man. These dudes they everywhere. I'm in the minority that you didn't tell. It's more dudes that told that didn't tell. I'm like,
yeah.
And you got people out here on the streets thinking this street game is real, thinking this street life is real, and it's a facade. So every chance I get, I try to let the young people know, listen, man, let me be the example of what not to do, the mistake or not to make. You know, look at my life. I lived a life. I did this. I've been out the country. I've been in Jamaica, Cancun. I've been all over, and I got 400 months to show for it. So it ain't worth it. It is not worth it. You know what I mean? I wish I'd have been picking up cans. You know what I mean? I'd rather sleep under a bridge.
That's still your time. Time out your life.
Time out your life. Your family life.
You can't get that back.
And then another thing, it's not just you doing time. Your family is doing time with you. So, and I was selfish in that, Los, because I didn't think about my family. I didn't think about my mother getting up in age. I didn't think about my kids, my daughters, you know what I mean, growing up, not having daddy-daughter day. You know, it's just little stuff you don't think about, you know, just selfish. But, you know, hopefully God will give me another chance to make some things right with my children, with my family, and things like that. So that's what I'm just trying to do to make the best of it, Los. You know what I mean?
Man, man. I like to see the progress too, man. And I seen you've been making a big impact on the whole movement itself, man.
Yeah.
Like the face of it.
Yeah, but one thing I tell people, Los, man, I tell them, and they kind of cringe when I tell them this. They be like, because you got, you know, people they want to push that racial thing. They want to push that racism and this. I don't rock like this. I left in 2002. You know, I left when it's what it is. You know, the police stopped me. They want to know you're on parole, you're on probation, you got any tattoos, you in a gang. Like, hey man, what they got to do with me to run this red light? What you ask me all these questions for? You know, I ain't tripping, because as an African American man, you know, the bar has always been high for us. They always set the bar up high. So, and we overcomers. So I don't get into all that. So I tell people, the criminal justice reform advocates, I tell them, listen, I don't want to reform the system. Leave the system like it is. And they look at me like, what you talking about? Because I've been in prison. I know I had a criminal mind. I know how criminals think.
Yeah.
I don't want to reform the system. Let's reform minds and hearts. Let's change hearts and minds. Because if you got a changed heart and a changed mind, you're not gonna want to rob no bank. You're not gonna want to go sell no pills. You're not gonna want to do fraud. So you can leave the laws harsh, strict. You can leave them racist. You can treat black people 10 times worse than white people in drug laws. But if the black person don't have no desire to sell drugs, if he don't have no desire to go do none of that stuff, your law ain't gonna affect nobody, because ain't nobody doing that. You got a law on the books that ain't nobody even breaking, because their mind is on something else. Their mind is on their family, working, starting a business. You see what I'm saying?
I can see how that would definitely put things that take the cover off of things, because like if you don't have evil to fight, there's only the evil.
Yeah, that's it. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, as a believer in Jesus Christ, you know, the Bible say, renew your mind. Don't be conformed to this world. Have a renewed mind. So when you got a changed mind about something, You know, ain't okay. So what they got fraud? Them PPP loans that people was getting. If you don't have a desire to go apply for no loan fraudulently, then okay. The fact
If
that they
we
can
ain't,
give you that, you know what I mean?
if we ain't doing nothing, if we ain't doing nothing wrong, I think the system that's already against us, it'll show even more.
Yeah, it show more because
Like
you got people. You got
it's
people
gonna.
now. This man making T-shirts. They come arrest you. You got T-shirts. Look, man, they just arrest this man for. Wait a minute, this man got T. This man ain't did nothing. He ain't even been. And then when you see people, that's the one thing about me. If you look like you doing something, I don't want to be around you.
Yeah.
If you got that look, because I know, man, dudes ain't gonna hold their water. You know, I got a whole dude. You dudes talk that tough, talk that stuff. They this, they that. Man, I'm down. Man, listen, man. I didn't see dudes
Hey,
tell on their mama, their
it sound
grandmama.
good. It sound
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I ain't no better than nobody. I ain't better than you, but I just don't want to be around that. You know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
gonna judge nobody.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a
And
judge.
I'm not gonna question who you are.
Listen. I'm a judge. You know. And people get that scripture, that judge not unless you be judged. So I can't condemn you. I can judge you. I can see, okay, because you use judgment all the time. You know, if you ride
Good point.
in a certain neighborhood and it's dark, you're like, man, this don't look too safe. You just judge the situation.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Now I can't condemn you. I can't say, hey, Los, man, you going to hell for that. You know, I say, hey, Los, man, I need to stop stealing people's stuff, man. You might leave them people's stuff alone, man. You know, hey, you all right? You keep borrowing them people's stuff, something bad gonna happen to you. I'm just telling you, but hey, I ain't got no heaven and hell to put you in. But you know, I'm not gonna be around you because them dudes might come get you. Them dudes that you've been taking from, they might be coming to get you. So I'm gonna holler at
yeah.
you. I don't need them to get me too. I ain't with y'all.
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
So like a lot of people get that twisted. Like, you know, we especially in prison, dudes like, man, you can't judge nobody. I say, man, y'all get that scripture mixed up. You know, they mess around, put a dude. They say, you know, in prison it's real segregated, it's real divided. So
That's like just saying the whole world, everybody prejudiced, but not everybody racist.
Yeah. So prison is real divided. So the dude, you know, Kansas City, dude might be from Kansas City, from Chicago. You know, Chicago dude kicked together, Texas dude. So a dude might come out the hole. You know, his homeboy might have ran him up for stealing. That's when you put somebody in the hole. So now he from Chicago. They say, look, man, dude got to come in your cell. We're gonna get him a cell tomorrow. So you let the dude in your cell. But since his homeboys have accused him of stealing, what do? I just lock my locker. You know, I don't look, man. Your homeboy said you be stealing, so they know you. I'm just gonna use sound judgment. I'm gonna lock my locker when I leave because you know the dudes that know you say you be stealing.
Yeah,
So
I'm not gonna go in on you about it. I'm gonna just take the precautions that's needed to protect myself.
That's why I
keep
say
me
so.
good.
I got to use sound judgment. If he known for this, I need to lock my locker. If you in a certain neighborhood, that hey man, I understand. Okay, I ain't judging these people, but they say this is a bad neighborhood to leave your keys in the car. You can't leave your car running.
Yeah.
You just use judgment. Okay, man, you racist. You saying this hood is. Hey man, listen, man. They say these people be stealing over here, man. I'm finna listen. I ain't finna be. No, I ain't.
I'm telling you, that's like what I said with the being prejudiced, man. Like people judge the situation, man. People judge people all the time, man.
Let me get the paper towel real quick.
All right, go ahead, honey business.
Yeah. I'm listening.
Now,
people judge
people all the time, man. If I see you, I don't care what color your skin is, white, brown, tan, whatever. If you look a certain way,
you look suspect.
Yeah, if you look suspect, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move a certain way.
Listen, and people be like, man, listen, man. It's some black people I can see. You can be black and look just like me, but I see you moving a certain way. Hold up, man. You know, what's the man got this hoodie on for this?
Yeah,
100 degrees outside. But now, if a person of opposite race, opposite skin color do that, he racist. But hold up, man, it's 100 degrees, man. This man got a trench coat on. Man, something ain't right, man. He up to something.
Stop playing, man.
Yeah,
I'm in a place of business.
Yeah.
White man walk up in there in the trench coat.
Yeah,
I'm probably walking out.
Yeah, for the go, man. He might be. They might pay him. They might have fired him or something. I don't know what's going on, but
I'm not saying anything. I don't feel no type of way about nobody. I'm just judging the situation.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, and that's what people gotta understand. We judge all the time. We judge all the time, man. Yeah.
I can dig that, man. So, man, since you've been out, man, and you've been campaigning and everything. What was happening with that to even make you campaign? They let y'all out. They was trying to send y'all back in. How serious was it, man? And how close was y'all to going back?
Man, the only silver lining that we had with that going back thing was we came home because of coronavirus. So whenever you see the numbers spiking, whenever you see new variants, that was the only thing that really was saving us. But just the fact that just having that over your head is like, it's just the fact of having that over your head. It's like, you doing this, you accomplishing this, but dang, I could go there, I could lose all that, I can go back to prison. Dang, I want to do this, I want to do that, but nah, I might can't do that because I gotta go. I'm old school, Los. If you want something done right, do it yourself. You know what I mean? So if you want to build something, you don't want to leave it to the next person to care for it, like, because everybody don't have that drive like you have. So when it came out that we had to go back, I just I got with some different organizations, FAM, Color Change, Can Do, just different organizations, and we just started just talking about it. And then, like, I had to be careful who I talk to, who I speak to, because some people have an agenda. And I used to always, whenever I do an interview, whenever I talk to people, I would let them know, first of all, listen, I'm not a victim. Let's get that open. Let's get that up front. Don't portray me as no victim. I don't like that. It's the system. It's the white man. Listen, I ain't with none of that.
Yeah.
I knew full well what I was doing. You know what I mean? I knew I was breaking the law. It was against the law. Now, do I deserve to go to prison? I tell people that. But I didn't deserve more time than Manuel Noriega. Noriega was supplying countries. I'm in a little town in West Texas. How I get more time than him? People that kill people don't do 29 years. So I'm like, that was my thing. So they like, all right, say, listen, cause I know other stuff to do, Los. I'm not no dumb person. I ain't bad on the eyes. I could have just settled down with a woman and just been, and just been cool.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. So I'm not a victim. Let's just get that understood. Do not portray me as no victim. It's not the system. I had a choice in the matter. But let's look at fairness. Let's look at how much time I'm doing now versus how much I would be doing. Like, if I came to prison today, I wouldn't get as much time because the laws have changed. The bad part is my judge won't apply these new laws to my case. So that's all those things in my favor. So you want to send me back. And the whole goal is to rehabilitate people. The whole goal is for people to be changed.
Facts.
I mean, so after 17 years, listen, I mean, if I was not violent, I wasn't violent before prison. I wasn't violent in prison. And I haven't been violent since I've been out. So when do I become violent? When do I become a threat? And then I talk to the fiscal people, the people that watch numbers, the people that do dollars. It costs $40-some thousand to keep me incarcerated a year. 40-some thousand for me to sit around and watch CNN all day, watch ESPN all day, Fox News, watch sports. I did 17 years. That's 400. And then seven times 4 is 20. They spent almost $800,000 keep me incarcerated. They spent over $1 million prosecuting me and my co-defendant. They spent $2 million. And how safe is the city? How safe are the streets? You could have put $2 million in the neighborhood, put me up on a billboard, and say, hey, listen, if this dude break the law, we're gonna take this money. If you see him doing it, we putting $2 million in this neighborhood. If you see him doing anything, call the police, or we're gonna take y'all money. You see what I'm saying? It's just the money could have been spent wisely. So that's my thing. They want us to go back, and it really makes sense. People are out doing the right thing. People are at work, and it's saving people money. For another decade, Los, it would cost taxpayers $400,000 for me to go back to prison. $400,000. That's just me. Now multiply that times 4,000, just to lock people back up. People that's out here paying taxes. So I think this system. Go ahead.
Where you meet Is 40 Spencer? He part
Yeah.
of 40 G's is part of that too, huh?
Yeah, my man Spencer Riley, 40 G's a movement. Y'all make sure y'all go support 40 G's. Man, matter of fact, you know, he from North Houston. He from the north side. He and I met in Bastrop, Texas. We was in Bastrop together. Matter of fact, I think I came down May 15th, 2003. I want to say he came down like May 4th, 2003. You know, he got out like July 20. I got out September 20. So we kind of did the same thing, man. So we both on home confinement. We both fighting. You know, I think they gave him like 327 months. You know, it's just they give you these numbers, man. And that's what young people don't realize, man. They give you these numbers, you know, and everybody don't have 10, 15, 20 years in them. You know,
and they was really giving them out back then.
Yeah, they give people numbers, and I tell people, man, look, you got them kind of, if you got that in you to do that kind of time, then do the crime. But we know all y'all ain't cut like that. Y'all running these skinny jeans, y'all running with all that, man. Listen, y'all are not cut like that, man. Get out the way, go to work, do something, because you just wasting time. You just existing in prison, man. So yeah, me and 40 G's, man, we just out doing the right thing, working, starting our line, starting our clothing line, advocating, telling people about the system, trying to help people avoid the system. But also, we trying to avoid being sent back to the system.
Is Bonte successful convicts? He part of it too?
No, Eli. I met Eli, successful convicts. I met him just through social media. He been to the feds, so he know how it is. He came home, you know, so he just getting it together. And he said I was an encouragement to him. That's another thing. A lot of people that I meet on social media, when they hear my story, and they see when I got out, and they see my accomplishments, they like, man, I've been out here 5 years, man. I ain't doing all that. He said, man, you done inspired me, man. You done made me want to get up and go, because, man, you're doing this in less than a year, and I've been out 5 years. So, yeah, I get that a lot, man. I get that a lot.
I've been seeing that, man. I linked up with all three of y'all around the same time, man. I promise, and I've been seeing y'all pushing the movement real strong, man. It's a good look, man. It's a good look. All three of the brands.
Yeah.
For real. When you got out, man, what led to the clothing brand?
Man, really, man, I started out on TikTok. Man. I was just hanging out November 2020. I'm home like 45, 50 days. And I'm like, man, you know what? You know, I'm basically living life in the feds. I'm at home serving my sentence, man. It's life in the feds. So what I want to do is just show people what I do every day. I want to just show people, you know, I want to show people, you know, what my life is like, and tell you about the system. And I was hoping too, Los, man, that this would be like a new criminal justice reform, because so many people, you know, after you do so much time, maybe they can go home after 50% of their sentence. Give people a chance. Okay,
so you was going to also use the T-shirts as a stepping stone for the movement too.
That's what it is. That's what it was, man. And that's one thing I forgot to say earlier, man. You know, I lost my train of thought, but the fact that I had an out date. You know, it's so many men and women that's just like me, first time offenders. They did 10, 15, 20 years, but they couldn't take advantage of this program because they don't have an out date. They got a life sentence. So the fact that I have a release date helped me out. But it's so many men and women who are just like me, first time offenders, never been in trouble, they've done too much time, that's done changed men and women, but they can't get out because they don't have an out date. I had numbers at the end of my sentence. They got letters, which is life.
Yeah. And life in the feds is life in the feds, huh?
Life, yeah. When you get life in the feds, man, you're gonna die. And in the feds, they took parole back in '87. I think Ronald Reagan, they got rid of parole in the '80s. So yeah.
I was like, I done seen cats get out of prison on life.
Yeah, nah, feds, and then with drug cases too, man, with that war on drugs, you know, that's Joe Biden work, you know, that's another thing. They trying to bring parole back, but right now, if they brought parole back today, a person with a drug case couldn't get it because drugs are no parole and no probation, you know. So dudes that get probation, when I hear that, I was like, man, you done did something, because yeah, it's no parole. It's statute 21 USC 841. It's no parole, no probation.
In the feds.
In the feds, yeah. The Fed, yeah. You got the mandatory minimum, 5 year mandatory minimum, 10 year mandatory minimum, 0 to 20, stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's good though, Los, man. I'm just meeting people. I've been busy working. I haven't been able to advocate and do as much more. So I'm off next week or so with the holidays. So I'm gonna be jumping on my social media doing different stuff like that.
Yeah, man. With the so with you did the Life in the Feds brand, and now you dropping the Trials brand too.
Yeah, try university, man. It's definitely a test of faith. God allows stuff in our life that makes us stronger. He never sends stuff to destroy us. It's just a trial. Trials just come to build you up. And one thing about it, when you go through something and you make it through, the key word is through, you able to help somebody else. See, I get so many messages from mothers, from fathers, from sisters. They got a loved one that's incarcerated or they're facing incarceration. And I just tell them, look, the Lord was with me 17 years, 4 months, and 15 days. You looking at 5 years, you're gonna be all right. One thing about anything you get into, you can only do one day at a time. If you got 20 years and this guy got 2 years, you're gonna do one day at a time. Nobody's promised tomorrow. We open up the obituary every day. Somebody our age, somebody born the same year we was born, didn't wake up.
Facts.
So I mean, oh man, I got 20 years. Oh man, but listen, he got 2. But he might not wake up. I done seen a bunch of dudes that got out, finished their sentence, and go home and get killed. And I was like, man, that man had 5 years.
Hey, I done seen cats in there doing life, doing them double digits and stuff like that, living long free lives, and also seeing cats come in there with a 2 year, 3 year
Yep.
sentence and not make it out.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So it's all kind of stuff, man. So you gotta just live one day at a time, be thankful. Know that when God allows something in your life, sometimes we bring up stuff on ourselves. But when God he got his hand on you, he dealing with you, it's like a pruning process. He taking you through some stuff, he getting some stuff in you, and he getting some stuff out of you. Moses was in Egypt 40 years, but he was in the wilderness for 40 years. So it must took 40 years to get some of that in Egypt, get some of the other stuff out of him. So sometimes it take a little while. God's timing is perfect. We never know how it's gonna work, but when it come full circle, I'm a witness. When it come back around, the scripture say better is the end of a thing than the beginning, and that's true. It's definitely better in the end because he see the end in the beginning. He know how it's gonna work out. We
Mm.
see it. We panicking. Oh man, I'm in trouble. He already know because he ain't limited by time. He already know what's gonna happen in the end.
Man, you gotta appreciate the journey, man.
Yes,
That's what
sir.
I like to say. Keep me at peace, man. Respect and appreciate the journey, and
Yes,
get
sir.
what get something from it, man. Let it make you a better person.
That's it. That's it. That's it. It's all about being a better person.
For
That's it.
real, for real, for real, for real. With the trials university, you doing different verses on there,
Yeah,
or
different.
you
Right
got
now,
one particular verse?
right now it's just James 1, 2, and 4. I don't know if you can see it, but it's counted all joy when you're in the various trials. Right now I'm just starting out with this one. I'm about to get the patches. I'm about to get the hoodies. I'm about to get the sweatsuits. It's gonna be a whole movement, man. The Letterman jacket. I'm gonna get the Letterman jacket. How you had in high school where you played football, you ran track.
Yeah,
I'm coming with whatever you overcame. Some people overcame cancer. Some people overcame poverty. They overcame homelessness. That's gonna be them patches. You
so
know what I
you're gonna
mean?
be doing the whole customization of
Yeah,
the brand
yeah,
and stuff too.
yeah, everything. Yeah, because
Oh,
we
that's
overcome. We
what
overcome it.
who you who you working through, man? Who you getting your clothing through and stuff like? Not necessarily who, but how
But
you
right
going
now,
about it?
I got some time off. I got a friend of mine. I'm trying out a different company to get the patches. I'm gonna get those Chanel patches. So right now, I'm going through different companies. It's just to see the quality of the Letterman jacket. I don't want no junk. That's one thing about it. When I was in the street, when I was hustling, I ain't mess with no junk. Now that I'm legit, it's the same. It's the same mindset. I don't have no trash. None of that.
A good product set itself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you're not gonna go through the same people you doing the life in the
What?
feds.
Well, see, these are just next level T-shirts right now. These is next level. I got this hat done in Houston. I need to see. I need to see if they do my patches. So right now, look, I'm just figuring out. All this stuff I did, Los. It was like I'm just figuring out. I'm asking people, and I'm just networking. So it was like I don't know. You know what I mean? I've been in prison.
Hey, yeah,
Now.
man, you gotta guide yourself through it, man, for real. But
Yeah.
it's the learning process. You get to go through that, man, for real.
Yeah. Yep.
I promise. You been getting some good deals and stuff though. You been on your clothing.
Yeah. I've been getting some good deals, man. I mess with S&S Wholesale. That's for my blanks. But really, man, if I could just, I try to get as cheap as I can. I know people be going overseas getting stuff. I don't really know
Yeah,
about that overseas stuff because, it take a while. I know how them
that's something I
customs.
gotta build up to, man. I don't trust it.
Yeah, I don't
I
trust it.
gotta build up to it. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
know. I don't
I'm
know.
learning.
It's cheap and but I don't know, man. Like I want some good quality. And then if I can put some money in somebody in America's pocket, what I mean, I ain't tripping. You know what I mean? If I can help somebody over here, it's enough for everybody. I ain't got one thing about it. They're making money when you sleep. So, you know,
For real, for real, for real, for
yeah.
real, man. You got a good you getting good feedback from the
Oh yeah,
clothing brand and stuff.
I'm getting excellent feedback, man. Just like I'm trying to get my website. I'm kind of, I'm one person, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like when you just doing stuff, you got so much to do, then you're working, you're trying to be, a family person, you trying, it's just a lot. So these next few days I'm off, the next week or so I'm off. So I'm just going to sit back and,
So you taking all
really,
you taking all your orders personal right now.
yeah, personally, I got the website coming up, but right now, yeah,
Man,
cool.
what's going on with the documentary, man? You over there making a movie or something?
Nah, man, the documentary, I did a couple of documentaries. I did one with Newsy. It's on my TikTok, my Life in the Feds TikTok. I need to put it on my Life in the Feds YouTube, but I did a documentary with Newsy. It was about the home confinement, and basically they hung out with me, got up, got me brushing my teeth, got me ready to go to work, following me around, got me, just seeing what my day-to-day activity was, just to show the president. I think Cory Booker, one of the congressmen, was on it. So yeah, that was one thing. I got one with Color of Change. It hadn't come out yet. It's just basically just detailing my life. I know when they say documentary, a lot of people think it's like a documentary of my life. But right
Yeah.
now, the documentaries I'm doing is just about the criminal justice reform. It's about the keeping people home. Allowing people that's home on home confinement not to be returned to prison. And then plus,
They
uh,
reached out. They reached out to you for
they
that.
they reached out to me. Like I said, they got me as like the face of the franchise. So. This president, Joe Biden, he wrote a bunch of laws that really hurt the African American community. So, and he ran on criminal justice reform. He ran on reducing the prison population. So, all these organizations, in their mind, they're saying, listen, these are people that have been screened, they have been vetted. These people here, this is a no-brainer. These people are out. They met a certain criteria. If you don't give them any relief, there's no way you're going to grant people that's still in prisons, you're going to get in relief. Because he can see our work. He can see me going to work at Coca-Cola. He can see me going to deliver, stuff. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he can see me doing all that. So you can't see what people are doing in prison while in prison cells. So you're not going to let them out and not let these people out. There's no way. I mean, he would be crazy because he could see us. He can't see them. So that's the thing with them. They're
Trying to
they,
show
they,
that.
They're trying to show that, because they're really trying to hold him to his promises. You ran on this, people voted for you, and basically to this point, you hadn't delivered.
Mm-hmm. With the clothing brand, what is the future of Life in the Feds and Trials University?
Man, I would hope that with the future life in the feds, man, I would hope that I could turn it into like a consulting company. A lot of people that get indicted by the feds, that's like, it could be challenging, you know, uh, you know, because dealing with the government, man, they're gonna give you a choice, either cooperate or we're gonna do this to you. So I would like to help people navigate the system, help them know, just to get through the system, maybe do some prison placement, get to the point to where I get in with certain people that designate you, and maybe get you designated to a place closer to home. Just did prison consulting, but no cooperation. Definitely no cooperation. You know what I mean? None of that. yeah. But definitely, if you're gonna cooperate with the government, you on your own. You don't need my help.
Yeah. You already
Yeah,
got help.
yeah. I don't believe in that. Yeah, I don't believe none of that. Ain't none of that. We ain't doing none of that.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna take your lick. You're gonna take your lick, but you're not gonna bring nobody else with you. You're gonna tell on somebody, tell on yourself. You don't tell on nobody else.
Put yourself in this situation, man. Fight for yourself to get yourself
Right.
up out of there.
Right.
And just
Right.
focus on that. Man, okay, with your social media sites. What social media sites do you have?
Man, I'm on TikTok at Life in the Feds. I'm on Instagram at Life in the Feds, and I'm on Twitter at Life in the Feds. Now my Facebook is Kendrick Fulton Sr. You can jump on there, man, find inspiring quotes, different news, different topics, funny stuff, spiritual stuff related to Jesus Christ. I'm just trying to advocate, man, trying to help people be better people and encourage people. The fact that a man who a former drug dealer, a former prisoner, a person that's been saved by grace, the fact that God turned things around in my life is proof that he can turn things around in your life. All you got to do is just trust him and believe in him.
Let me get another question. I want to get another question. Are there some influential people that you would like to see your Life in the Feds brand on, or your Trials University brand on?
Man, I really want everybody, I don't, Life in the Feds, not so much, man, because Life in the Feds, that means that like you wear this Life in the Feds, man, you done took a fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody that's done did something, man. So, but if you want to rock it, just support, but if you've been there, really Life in the Feds just showing people, man, we've been there, we don't want you to go there, man. We want to keep people out. This is about keeping people out, or helping people if they do find themselves in there, helping them get through it, knowing that they're gonna make it. Trial University, I definitely want everybody to rock that, man. Everybody, life is a trial, life is a test. When God give us tests, we either pass or we fail. And one thing about it, we know, like the children of Israel, he gave them a test, they failed it, they had one more lap in the wilderness. They had they had to go around one more time. So, when we missed it, we failed on the test. That's a good thing about God, man. He give us a retest.
Is there anybody that you might like wanted to give them their flowers, man? Maybe inspiring your movement, man. Inspiring your movement right now, man. Inspiring you a little bit.
Man, I'm inspired by all the creators, man, all the T-shirt companies, man, all the people that's getting it out the mud, all the successful convicts, all the ones that's coming home. Y'all, a lot of people think because they ain't never been in trouble, they never been in a prison cell that they all right. We all done sinned against God. We all done made some mistakes. So, I want to just give a shout out to the comeback kids, the ones that's coming back against all odds, from cancer, from divorce, from any kind of thing that the enemy tried to destroy you with, man. You coming back, you stronger, and you also trying to help people, man. So I want to just to give a shout out to all those people, man, that are gonna make it regardless. They got their mind made up. I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna continue.
That's what's up, man. Say, Ken, man, I appreciate you, brother, man.
Hey, man, appreciate
for blessing me with your time, man. Chopping it up with me, bro.
Hey, man.
I'm always repping, man. I'm always supporting, man.
I got you to Trial University. I got you coming in first of the year. I got you a whole hookup so you can put something else on the wall. Definitely send me the final cut, man, so I can post it on all my social media, man. And we're gonna just continue to network, bro.
Say, that's what's up, man. Hey,
right, man.
Salute to you, brother.
All right, man. Salute, man. Merry Christmas, man. God bless.
Merry Christmas.